Oh, damn it. I don't know why it does that. I got to fix that and add the audio and all of that fun stuff. Good morning, everybody. Hello. We are chatting about offers this morning. We're going to get into a little bit about Andrea and I and our journey and our offer and some refining that we did over time, which helped with, revenue and being able to easily market to our audience and to have conversations with them and all of those things. And it aligns with the email that we sent out to everybody yesterday. So you can check that out. And also, this will be our last live. We're going to take a 2-week break, our whole team, just for the holidays. And then we'll be back at it January 6th is what we're planning. So if you're new here, my name's Melinda and this is Andrea, and we run Spreadsheetables, where we teach everybody to create and monetize Google Sheets. And monetize being in various different ways. So people are using them as a lead magnet to bring in new leads to their business. They are selling them as digital products, and then they're also pairing them into their programs and their offers. So they're adding spreadsheets in with a workshop. They're adding it into videos and courses. They're putting them into memberships because people really see the value in that. It makes it highly desirable, and then people get really excited to grab all of the things that you have. So that's what we do here. And I guess we'll get into what we're going to talk about today. Oh, and before we do, in case you have been missing things, we are running the 12 days of giveaways. There's only how many days left? 4 days left. It ends on Friday. So if you haven't got those, go to spreadsheetables.com. Here, let me grab the banner for you. Spreadsheetables.com/12 days. And in there, you'll be able to grab not just today's gift, but all the previous gifts up until Friday. So you have Friday until, I think we said like 7 p.m. that it all shuts down. So you need to run in there and grab, if you're just starting out, go in there, grab today's gift and all the previous ones. We're giving away things like spreadsheets, mock-ups, icons that go pair with your spreadsheets. If you've been with us, we like to make pretty sheets. They're not just functional, but they're also attractive. And so it basically gives you all the things you need to market those spreadsheets. And those spreadsheets are actually PLR that we're giving away. So you can take those and go and put them in your shops, go and put them in your offers, use them as lead magnets, whatever you'd like. Those ones are really catered around, I guess, like goal setting for 2025, kind of things that people are looking forward to doing for New Year's resolutions and that kind of thing. So great tie-in for this time of year. So go and grab those. We also have, like, quietly, but we've been telling you people in the email that there's a backdoor open to VIP right now. It wasn't really something we were going to say out loud, but if you've been grabbing the gifts, there's a way to get in, because we keep getting emails of like, hey, VIP is closed. How do I get in? Well, the 12 days is how you get in. So go and grab one of the gifts, and then you will find the backdoor to VIP in there. So we've had a few new members joining us. So welcome to you guys. Okay, so I thought today we would talk about, Andrea did a great email yesterday talking about your audience and your offers. And this is something that we're really passionate about because we just went through all of this. We're still fairly new. We started in 2022, the business. Andrea started it first, and then I joined in with her. But before that, we had multiple businesses. So we've had this experience of, creating offers and making sure it aligns with what your audience wants. And Spreadsheetables is new itself, and we still went through all of that. So even though we have, 10 years of experience of running businesses in the past, coming into this business is still fairly new, and you're always refining your messaging and your offer and that kind of thing. So don't think that if you're just starting out that you're going to have it figured out right away. It's not going to be figured out right away. You're going to be always refining things to meet where your audience is at. So for Andrea and I, we had started out, we had a tier 1 membership, which Andrea had created, which was teaching people how to do Google Sheets, basically. So the formulas and the functions and like the real nitty gritty of like sitting down and actually learning Google Sheets. And so we had a phenomenal uptake of that membership when we first launched it. And then I joined Andrea, and then we launched the VIP program, which included the tier 1, but then it also had the PLR spreadsheets available to people so that they could take those spreadsheets and sell them. And then we also had training on, design foundations and creating pretty sheets and how to sell them and how to package them up to sell, and all of that content there. And so we were ticking along, and the VIP program had a great uptake as well. So there wasn't necessarily anything broken, but we were paying attention to what people wanted. And it wasn't like an instant, oh my gosh, we need to change this. I guess we did have that conversation of like, oh my gosh, we need to change this. But it was like a buildup over time of paying attention to what our audience wanted. What were they gravitating to? What were they asking questions about? When we talked about things happening on our business, what were they paying attention to? What grabbed their attention? What made them excited? All of those things. And I guess over time, we kind of realized, we have like a few different audiences here. We have, some of the people that wanted to learn how to do the nitty gritty of Google Sheets, because that's kind of where Spreadsheetables was born and how it started. But then we also had this audience with the VIP and the PLR spreadsheets. And that was also like where our passion lied. Like we love Google Sheets, and we need to kind of know the nitty gritty to do the Google Sheets. But our real passion lied in creating these amazing products that you guys could go and monetize and grow your business with, and, be able to put it on Etsy or do whatever you wanted to do. And the strategies behind that, I think like the strategies was so interesting to us because it was working for us. We were offering these really highly valuable spreadsheets, and people were just like gobbling them up. And we're like, well, our audience could be doing this too. So let's help them do that. And so over time, we're listening, we're doing all these things. And then, I guess it was pretty much in a text conversation over WhatsApp. That's how we usually communicate. And we started talking about, hey, our audiences, and we're having trouble talking to these two different audiences when we go to email them. Wouldn't it be easier if we just, had that one audience to talk to? And I guess I say audience, but there's still like within that audience, they still have different needs. But to us in our head, it was like two different products, like the product to learn Google Sheets, the nitty gritty, and then the product to give you the templates, give you the strategies, give you all of those things so that you can go and grow your business. And so we started to separate that out, and we realized, okay, we need to make a change here. And that's when we closed the doors to our very first membership that we had started, the tier 1, which is a huge and like scary change. I know. So this is why we're sharing this story, because if you're thinking the same thing, it's scary when you do those things. But also in our heart, it felt right. Like it felt like this is what we need to do to keep going. Again, like I said, what we were doing wasn't necessarily broken. Like people were coming like organically. And when we were doing sales, they were coming, but we were like, this could be so much better. And I think we really leveled up our email game once we made that change, because we could focus in and talk to those people. So so we separated out that tier 1, we closed it, not separated, it was already separated. We closed it out. And then we decided to focus on that VIP audience. And the rest is history. We were able to refine our messaging, write our emails, even now sometimes, because we have still like we already have people in VIP and some people aren't. And some people are in the CEO spreadsheet suite. So we still do have some different audiences to talk to, but it's more manageable because we see that funnel of like bringing them in from one membership into our upper tier. So at this point, I should probably talk about the CEO spreadsheet suite, because that is something we added later, almost like not a replacement to tier one, but we needed a smaller product to bring people in. And we realized that a good portion of our audience like love Google Sheets and they want to run their business with Google Sheets, but maybe they aren't necessarily ready or don't want to be selling them or going to that side of things where we're offering a vault with 400 products that they can use. But maybe they're at that level where they want to get their business organized and streamlined. And so that's what we recognized out of, really working with our audience and talking to them and, reading the emails that they send back to us. So that's where the CEO spreadsheet suite was born, as a low ticket membership to bring people in to our audience. And then when they're ready, they can level up to VIP when they want to, bring in more leads, bring in more revenue, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think that made it so much more clear in our heads. And we're still, like, I'm sure we're still going to be refining and doing those things as we go. It's not perfect by any means. But once we made that change, we could talk to people easier. I think they related to us a lot better. And then also our sales have been like so much better since we did that. It wasn't terrible before, but it's so much better now because it's an easy yes for people. They get what we're doing. They get how it fills their needs to, increase their leads, increase their revenue, all of those things. So when you match all of those things, that's where, not to sound like ChatGPT, but where that magic happens of people, you being able to write those emails easily as if you're just talking to somebody sitting across the table with you and about building their business or what have you. And them having that easy yes because they relate to you and they understand. So I think I'll share my screen really quickly. In case you missed it. Okay. And this is also how you can get on our email list. If you're not getting these emails, go sign up for the 12 days and you'll get these strategies and things sent to you to your inbox. So don't be afraid if you've missed out. There's still time to get in. So this is what we had sent out yesterday about making sure you have that right offer. So making sure you understand their needs, their wants, their dreams. That's where Andrea and I sat down and was like, okay, what do they really want? Like, yes, they want to know a little bit about Google Sheets, but they really want to know, like, how are we going to keep growing our business? Like, I'm not getting any leads. How am I going to get people in here? Like, all of those questions is what we want to answer for people. Okay, so listening to your audience. We talked about this already. You can ask directly. I've done this a few times at various points of surveying people, and Andrea and I have done it in Spreadsheetables. It's so helpful to get that feedback. And we even did it as we were thinking about, changing the audience or changing the offers that we had. We did survey people to see what they were interested in and what their focus was and what do they need help with. So all of those can be really helpful. You can do it simply like on social media if you have a following and running a poll, say on Facebook. Email, doing that as well has been very effective. In email, you can have them just respond back to you, or you can set up, can't remember which platforms, like I could do it with MailChimp, and some other platforms allow you to add like a poll or a quiz or something where people can send their answers back. And that's been super helpful because I was able to put it into a spreadsheet and kind of have a look at all of the answers, especially if there's going to be a lot of feedback from your audience. That's a good way to go. So you can have it all streamlined in one place instead of trying to like dig through a lot of emails. Paying attention to trends. So obviously in the comments or even in the polls that you've done, community discussions, what are people talking about? What are they struggling with? Their challenges. Analyzing their actions. So check what content and products they engage with the most. This one is so fun for us. Like sometimes we'll post something and it's crickets, and then other times we post something and it just like explodes. So you can tell right away, okay, what do the people want based on that reaction? Solving their problem. So this is a big one. It's not about like selling them what you have, like, oh, we have like a bunch of spreadsheets. It's about solving their problem. So think about your audience itself. What is their problem? And then focus on the results of that. So how you can fix that pain point, how can you create that transformation in their life? Keeping the solution simple. People get overwhelmed easily these days, so you want to keep it simple. And then validate it. So share testimonials, case studies, examples of you delivering those results. If you've been following along with us, you'll see a few weeks ago we talked about us running a giveaway because we knew people were having results and those transformations, but in our audience, they're all busy entrepreneurs. So I know they're not sharing as much as they normally would. So we kind of had to like coax it a little bit. And we did a giveaway offering up them to share their transformations. And it was all over, which was great. It was like this small, like, okay, I launched my first lead magnet. I got my first few subscribers all the way up to, I have like 800 or 900 sales. That really gave us a whole like database of information that we could use. We popped it all into a Google Doc. And now from that Google Doc, we can easily create sales pages from that content, or even link in our emails. We might be talking about testimonials or somebody having this great success. And if they want to see more, we just link over to that Google Doc. So it makes it really easy to share and house all of those things without having to run around and look for them all the time. Okay, and then positioning it perfectly, speak their language. So using words and phrases that that reflect how your audience talks about their challenges and goals. So you kind of want to get into their head and speak in a way that's going to relate to them. ChatGPT is awesome, but you have to watch that you're not sounding like ChatGPT. Andrea and I were talking about this morning. There's a group that somebody is not our group, but another group where this person is responding to every single comment with like a helpful comment. And I think maybe they mean well, but it's straight from ChatGPT and it looks like it, and people can pick up on that. So you really have to watch how you use
language. If you use ChatGPT, you know exactly what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't, then that's a whole different thing. People might be like, "Oh my gosh, he's so helpful!" Right? ChatGPT is really helpful, but it has its own language, right? And if you
Yeah.
don't fine tune and you don't change that into your own language, your own wording, and how your audience speaks, then some specific words are the way. But here's the thing, but here's the truth, right? There's some like keywords that you can pick up, but that it's like very robotic now that everybody's using it. So yeah.
Yes. Especially now, what does it say? It's like, but wait, here's the thing. Or
Yeah.
like
But
that.
here's the truth. But here
Yes.
is the
Yeah. Every time it
every
says
time.
it. And I'm like, I have to change this.
Before
It's
it
not
was like
working.
unlock this treasure chest or treasure trove. So there's
Yeah.
all, and I noticed that it changed now, and it's even doing that. I don't know what it's called. You're writing something, then dash, and then continues that
That
connect.
long hyphen. I can't remember the technical name for it.
Yeah,
There's
there's a
various
name
different
for that.
hyphens. Yeah.
So it's doing
Oh,
that now.
it's the M dash, right? I think that's what it's called.
Oh yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it adds that in there now too.
Which is like the correct way of doing it. So somehow along the way they, ChatGPT got smarter that way, which is like the correct, but like literally nobody writes like that,
I
right? And
was so sad when you pointed it out to me. Andrea pointed it out in my text, and I use hyphens, or I guess I should be using the M dash, like all the time. I use dot 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 and like a dash like all the time. And then she pointed it out that ChatGPT does it, and so now I look like ChatGPT if I use it. So I'm like,
which I mean, it's like we're not saying that ChatGPT is bad. We use ChatGPT, you guys. We do, right?
yeah,
But we fine tuned it so it's like it sounds like us, right? And it's like the way you use it, the way you prompt it, right? It will give you your own thoughts, just organized better, right? Which is
mhm.
okay. But then again, some things like, but here's the truth. But no, no, no. So some things like you can tell it's literally was written by ChatGPT. So just pay attention to that, which is everybody and their mother is using ChatGPT and it's okay, but you don't want to sound like you literally just copied and paste that content in there.
Yeah.
That's important.
How I use it is like I literally still write the thing that I'm writing, which
Right.
I don't know if everybody else does that, but that's how I like to get like first off, you train Chat GPT, but then also like I still write out all my ideas, not and I don't worry about grammar and spelling,
Yes.
but I get like my ideas out there
Yeah.
because otherwise it'll spit out something pretty generic. So
Yes.
I
That's
like to insert little like personal anecdotes or like I don't know if I want to relate to like a research article or something I saw on a podcast or like I'll integrate that information or if I
yeah.
want it to have an analogy to some sort of object or something else. I'll
Hmm.
say that in there so that it sculpts that information. It does a really good job if you give it all that information, if you kind of
Yeah.
have those ideas. Otherwise it's going to be very generic and flat. So
Yeah. Which is what this person was doing in the group. We were laughing because it was very like, yeah, they didn't even bother to,
yeah.
put some information in there, like, from him. It is very robotic.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so making sure we highlight the benefits. Hopefully, everybody knows the difference between features and benefits. I had mentioned it earlier. Features are like you're talking about your program and you're like, well, it's full of spreadsheets and courses and all these things. Those are the features. Your benefits is how it's going to benefit your audience. So, what are they gaining from that? So, are they going to be able to grow their revenue, their leads? Like that's what it does for our audience. So you need to think about what it does for your audience in terms of benefits and speak in that way because that's what matters to them. They're not out there thinking, oh, I need a course or I need a well, maybe they are, but they're thinking like I need help with X, Y, and Z specifically. Like I need help losing weight or I need help setting goals for this year. Or I need help like those kind of things.
Hmm.
So try and word it in that way. And then making it irresistible. So bonuses, urgency, exclusivity. We've done quite a bit of that, and it worked out well for us this year. Adding like flash bonuses, creating urgency. So shortening things. Sometimes we still do. Sometimes like the 12 days is open quite long, but we've been trying to like shorten how often or how long something is open because it creates that urgency to join now. And then exclusivity, we've been doing that with, say, like wait lists. So we have people join a wait list and they only get those special offers when they're on that wait list for something that we happen to be offering. So those are ways you can do that with your audience. So cool. I'm going to stop sharing for now. That's about it. I don't know if anybody has any questions from that. Good morning from Pickering. Hello. Um, that's basically our journey for the offers and the audience. Things are so much easier. They're not perfect. Business is still always hard, always challenging, but it is so much easier after we made those changes to our offers, our audience, our messaging. It was kind of a small tweak from like, you know, doing the nitty gritty of Google Sheets to like offering them all the resources and the strategies and things, because we were doing both. So you kind of just like scaled back one and like focused on the other. So if you notice anything like that in your business, just kind of pay attention to your audience, survey them. It will make your life a lot easier if you can just kind of focus on the one thing. I think that's a common thing people do when they start out as an entrepreneur, is like wanting to target everybody, thinking that that is going to be better. The bigger the audience I have to target, the easier, and it's actually a lot harder.
It was really hard. Yeah. We had
Yeah.
a lot of trouble, like even writing emails. We dreaded it because, and we noticed when we had the tier one open, we noticed that, even some people sometimes they join VIP and they got overwhelmed. They're like, no, I'm just trying to learn how to create spreadsheets. Like, this is too much for me. So people that they were wanting to learn Google Sheets. It was a total different audience than people that wanted to, that were short on time, or, they wanted something quick and easy that they could have an offer to their audience. So it was really different. And we struggled so much to
Mm-hmm.
like, we knew something needed to change, but we were afraid of getting rid of that, teaching do yourself audience, because we thought that this would impact our sales, like the smaller the audience, the smaller, your sales, which it was completely the opposite that we found.
Mm-hmm.
The more the broader we were, the harder it was to make sales, because we weren't speaking to that person, we weren't solving their problem. So, here it's like, oh, here we have this great template for you ready, and then we were talking to audience one, which wanted to do it themselves. So, like,
Mm-hmm.
there was no problem to be solved over there. um and then, same way for the audience two, which was the VIPs. Like, hey, here you can learn to do this from scratch, but they're like, sorry, we're busy, business owners here. Like, we don't have like months to sit and work on learning spreadsheets. And so they just wanted something done for them. So it's like two different things. And then once we focused on that one, we're like, okay, we're solving your problem. So that's when we like literally quadrupled our thing. And then we were able to speak to them, and all that good stuff. So yeah, it really made the whole difference. And we did a lot of polls. We have the Facebook groups, so we did a lot of polls in the groups. If you are on social media, you can do like those polls, like in the stories, they have that too. And also, people that buy your offers, you can always send them either an email or have a link in your offer somewhere saying, hey, if you have like not 5 minutes, if you have like 1 minute, click in here and give me your feedback, right? That's another way that you can pull them. Because we have the membership, we have the exit survey. So whenever somebody cancels the membership, we have a email that goes out and then say, hey, we're sorry to see you go, can you please take 1 minute and leave us feedback in here, so we can always improve the offer, right? So yeah, those are some ways that you could make sure that you are listening to them. You want to listen to them. That's how you make sales. You listen to them. They will tell you clearly, this is my issue, this is my problem, and then you do that. Another way, if you're new and starting now, you can go on like Facebook groups or like Reddit or something, and just like look their comments, look at the questions they're asking, and then you can start from there.
Mm-hmm.
That, right? That will work. We'll do some little bit spying.
Yeah.
Also. Look at your competitors, see what they're doing. And then for the competitors, if you are in their shop or in their Etsy or their group or whatever it is, if you see their offers, even if you see an ad, go into the comments, see what people are saying, see what they like, and see what's missing. Normally people say like, oh, this is great, but I wish you had this, right? So you take that part, like, I wish you had this, and then you make the this, and then you have an offer, like an irresistible offer for that audience, that you're solving that problem, that product that your competitor didn't. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
As you were talking, I thought of something. As we had that like conversation to change the audience, it's not even change, but just like refine it. We had talked about like a primary audience and a secondary audience. So
Yeah.
if you're ever thinking, like, even if you look at like what we've done, and targeting like the people that want to sell spreadsheets versus create spreadsheets, they are still like, they still could all be our audience, you know, like, because somebody creating a spreadsheet could like love it and then want to sell spreadsheets.
Right.
So we had, if you're ever thinking like, oh, but I have all these people and they are like, they could all lead into my offer. So like, who do I focus on? For us, what we did was like, look at those audiences and say, okay, who is like our primary, like key audience? The people that are going to be like easily converted. They're easily going to love our offer. It's what they need like right now. It answers the problem. So all of those things were like a yes for our VIP program and getting people, giving them access to the vault and like all of those things. It was just an easy yes. We were like, these are business owners that are looking to increase their revenue, their leads, all of those things. So that's who we decided to focus on. And then to us, the people that wanted to create Google Sheets, those I call like a secondary audience. So they're kind of like on this outskirts. You have your primary audience. Those are the people that are going to say yes right away. Your secondary audience is like, they need more convincing to come into your world, come into your offer. Um, if you're just starting out, I would like, don't even worry about them right now. But as your business grows and evolves and you have a good handle on that primary audience, I can see like opening up to that secondary audience and
Mhm.
funneling them into your world, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
if you're
Definitely.
thinking you've got all these audiences, that's how you think about it. Think about who that person is like closest to being a yes. Um, Target those people, and then eventually you can include more, but for now focus on those like yes people.
Yeah, and you want to make sure, and this is also what we did. Like, we still have it in our mind. We still want to serve that audience one, right? Eventually. And we have a whole idea for a program for them. But right now, we're focused on VIP because if you have an offer, like your flagship offer, your flagship course, your flagship program, you want to make sure that you're taking that and you're like really making it good, right? You want to make it irresistible. You want to make sure that your offer is everything they would want, right? And then it's like an easy yes. That's what Mel was saying. It's an easy yes for them. So because when you spread your focus, right? If you're like scattered all over the place, oh, I need to serve this audience, and then I have to serve this one, and I have to serve this one to send to this one. Like, you're so all over the place, you're not gonna you're not gonna produce anything good, right? I mean, you're gonna have like half-ass things, right? Sorry, the bad word. So you're gonna have like, unfinished things basically. So that's why we did. We paused it. We didn't get rid of it. It's still there. The people, we still have people in there. We have a few members in there still. Um, so we have that. And then we have, the CEO also was another project because we saw within the audience from VIP, we saw that they still had that need to organize their business. Like, we saw people really interested in that. So that's where the CEO was born. But then again, that was like a short project, but it's live and it's very low ticket. It's like a no-brainer, right? VIP is more a commitment, right? CEO is like a no-brainer. I'm here, I'm going to organize my business. And then when they're ready, they're going to jump into VIP. So, but we're still refining VIP every time. It is our flagship program. And we love it because, we help our audience to help their audience, right? So, and again, I never get tired of saying this, but spreadsheets can be customizable for like any niche. It will solve anybody's and everybody's problem, right? No matter what you are. If you are a, I don't know, like a nail tech, or if you are a pet sitter, or if you are a babysitter, if you're a mom, or if you're a lawyer, it will work for any kind of audience. So this is what we're trying to do with VIP. we're trying to help them serve their audience, right? This is what we like doing, and we love creating spreadsheets, so that helps too. And that's important too. It's got to do something. You have to do something. Your main offer has to be something that you are passionate about, something that you like, because you're going to be living, breathing, bleeding your offer. So you got to make sure that you do enjoy it and you're passionate about it, and you know could talk about it for like days and days and years without getting tired. That's
Yeah.
important too. People will pick up on that, right? If I was selling, you know, anything else, like I would not, it wouldn't come up, it wouldn't come off as passion, right? We're passionate about Google Sheets. We love doing it, we love creating, love the helping part too. So
Hmm.
and it shows. So that's important.
Amazing. I feel like we should end it on that beautiful note you just
Yes, and a VIP. If you have been in, we actually had people asking. They were going to our main VIP page, and that one is closed. So that one is on the wait list, and we're like, oh, we're on the wait list. I was like, no, but it's open right now through the 12 days. Just go grab a gift. It is open. So if you have been wanting to join VIP, just go grab a gift.
Yeah. Awesome.
Right.
Okay, thanks guys. We will
Thank
see
you.
you January 6th. That's when our plans to resume. So, talk to
Yes.
you guys later.
Happy holidays. Bye.
Bye.